discovering that I was gay pre-Stonewall was a huge challenge because I had all these questions and absolutely nobody I could ask. And I went to the Iowa State University library and I found 2 books on the subject of homosexuality. You look at the literature and writing that's available today, you know, it points out that pre-Stonewall, nobody was paying any attention. Nobody was writing about this issue. Gay and lesbian people pretty much trained themselves to hide.
There was a period of about 20 years where I didn't see my sister or her family. And so that was really tough. Frank and I went to my nephew's wedding. And it was because my niece and nephews told their parents, we know our uncle is gay and we want him to be in our life. And, you know, that, to realize that after a long time of being true to myself, that it was acknowledged and that I was able to be reintegrated into my family was really important.
Healthcare has been this legacy institution of discrimination and poor experience. And so when folks have that different type of experience with us, it's just amazing to watch what happens. And so we had a moment when one of our patients, the first time they came, had depression survey and screens through the roof, anxiety screens and surveys through the roof. 3 or 4 months later, after a couple visits with their caregiver in the clinic, we were all huddled, the team was, and they came out of a room after a visit and said, I want you all to know that because you chose to see me as my most authentic self, I want you to know that for the first time that I can remember, that I no longer think about taking my life. So when it comes down to why do I do this, that's it.
Progress on LGBTQ rights is always met with retaliation. We saw that with gay marriage, for example. We see that with any big step forward. And I think it was Martin Luther King who said that the arc of the moral universe is long and it bends towards justice. I think that human rights, LGBTQ rights, is justice.
We need to do whatever we can in not only the state of Iowa, but as a nation, to find more ways to embrace the LGBTQ community and not finding ways to put up barriers or cause our local citizens to move away.
I expect others in the community to stand up and speak out against the proposed legislation that's happening in our state. Iowa has the infamous situation of being the #1 in the nation for anti-LGBTQ bills proposed this last session, half of which were against our kids.
The challenge for the LGBTQ community today is their inclusiveness and being intersectional. I think that the challenges for the LGBT community is reflective of the challenges within our own society. We have so long, trans voices have been excluded. Black trans voices are still excluded from these conversations. And then women of color have always been, not part of the conversation. And so people with different abilities, not a part of the conversation. And so the thing about the LGBTQ community is we've come a long way. We've come a long way. We've had a lot of advancements and things that we can do and move forward with. But there's still so much. There's so much to learn. The world is so big and there's just so many things that we don't know, and so many things that we have yet to know and yet to find out. We can make the world the way we want it to be. We can do the things that we want it to look like.
What keeps me going? It would probably be my 2 daughters. They're 14 and 12. I want to be the best role model possible for my daughters. And I don't want anything to slip. I want them to know that I'm here to help guide them to make the best decisions possible. And I also need to do the same thing as I'm learning more about myself. And I learn something every day, and I push myself every day to try something new outside my comfort zone. I know that they are as well, and so that motivates me to be the best authentic self that I can be.
I think what inspires me the most is when I see people who are just unapologetically themselves.
Another thing that really inspires me are all the LGBTQ youth today. So they are so far advanced compared to what many of us were when we came out many years ago.
My advice to anybody and to everyone in the LGBTQ and elsewhere is to know yourself, know your values, know your core values, know what they are, and know how they drive your decisions, know how your actions are. We make decisions every day on split-second decisions. And a lot of our values are in those decisions, and what we choose to do and how we choose to spend our funds, how we choose to, surround ourselves with, that's how those are our values.
Focus your energy on understanding who you really are. Understand that the judgments of other people, how many likes you get on Facebook is not defining who you are. You're in control of defining who you are.
I know that I overthink things to the point where it's like paralysis by analysis. And we just got to get out of our heads and just live every day like really it's our last day. Get out and explore and be your authentic self.
Believe in yourself and know that others are going to believe in you too. Give it that time, that ultimately there is a world for you, there is a life for you, and you can be happy in it.
Frank Lloyd Wright said, invest in beauty, and I encourage people to do that. No matter what your definition of beauty is, find beauty and invest in it or create it. Being gay is a gift, and accept that for what it is. Study our history. Understand who some of the pioneers were and what they've done for us. Being gay is one of the good things about me. And for every gay person that I know, it's one of the good things about them. And the more we accept that, the happier we're all going to be.